So here's my day one of the vulnerability challenge, and I'm going to look at what my biggest fear is. And it might seem a little strange to some people, but my biggest fear is being seen. And I've always had this voice inside me saying, you're not good enough, if you speak out you're going to mess up, you look a fool, you're not qualified enough to do this, who do you think you are? People will find out that you're not supposed to be here. And the old one was, you're too shy, shy people don't do this. And that's transformed a little bit to, you're too quiet to be successful. And I think that comes from messages that I've received growing up. And still do. People will still come up to me and say, you're very quiet. And it's like that's a bad thing. So I ended up desperately trying to hide from the world, and I would do things like I would fake being ill to get off going to school if I had a presentation or a reading day. I would actually be physically ill sometimes if I had a presentation to do. Didn't go to university because I knew I couldn't hide. I was desperate to find a job where I could hide in the background, and there are none. You can't find a job that you can hide in the background. So I was purposely messing up my job applications so that I didn't have to go to an interview and didn't have to get a job where I would be seen. And I felt so desperately hopeless, and I just didn't feel like I had a place in the world. I felt like I was just defective, completely wrong, and I was on my own, absolutely. And that was a very dangerous place for me to be, and I ended up overdosing and trying to take my life. And I think, in a way, I was reaching out and trying to get help when I was younger, but without wanting to say what the issue was. I really didn't want people to notice that there was whatever this thing that was wrong with me, that I thought was wrong with me. I didn't want people to notice that. And sometimes you just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's like there's no other way. But obviously, yeah, that was 10 years ago. I've come a long, long way since then, and my younger self would be absolutely amazed at the things that I have managed to do, and she never ever thought that it was possible. I mean, I've done things like I've done a skydive, I've done a presentation in front of 400 people, travelled on the train and negotiated London on my own, job interviews, I've done a Dragon's Den style pitch for a business idea and been successful, achieved a degree, attended networking events alone. Like, those little things to some people are really, really big things to me. And like 10 years ago, I never thought I would be able to do that, and I didn't see how I could get on in life. And what I found is that over the past 5-6 years, I've been talking about this more and more and more. And firstly, it's helped me to get the help that I need. And I've been able to get coaching support that has given me tools that I can use to manage that intense anxiety and actually go out and socialise and do these scary things and be okay with that. And right now I'm recording a video in public, so that is being seen. And the other thing is, it's connected me to other people who feel the same, and I have been so surprised by the number of people who have said, me too, I thought I was the only one. Like, we are all thinking we're the only one, but we're all going through this. Or so many of us are going through this. And it's only by talking about our own experience that other people are opening up and they'll share their experience. I guess there's a great deal of shame around being that quiet person or considering yourself to be shy. I think we're called shy from a very young age, and we know it's not a good thing, and we know that shy people don't do certain things, and we tend to conform to that. And that's not to say that those feelings of not being enough have left me now. So although I've got the help that I've needed and I'm able to go and do these big scary things, those feelings are still there. I just know how to manage them, and I'm aware of them, and I know that they're not true, and I know that the thoughts that I have, I can take them or leave them. They have as much power as I choose to give them. But what I've realised is that most people you know, the most successful people you know, have these underlying feelings of not being good enough, or I'm going to be found out on some level. And it's just about learning ways to manage your response. So I encourage you to share your story. Whatever your truth is, speak it. And you can do that. You can find someone who will just listen, and if you struggle with that, then ask someone who you care about. Ask them just to listen to you, without trying to fix it for you, without trying to make it feel better, just to listen to you and understand what you're saying. And if you're ready to, you can join me in the Vulnerability Challenge, and you can, for 30 days, share something that you tend to hide about yourself on social media. Take off that mask and reveal your truth.